My name is Susan Eirich. I'm founder and director of Earthfire Institute, which is a wildlife sanctuary and retreat center located in the Rocky Mountains of the United States near Yellowstone National Park. And our fundamental goal is to, through the animals that we live with and take care of, serve as a portal into awareness of all of nature. So one of the things we do, and it's been a long learning process, is because some of these animals can never be released, and I have animals that are native to the Rocky Mountain ecosystem, so it's bears, wolves, bison, foxes, coyotes, whatever it is. We have a lot of the species, and some of them live with us for life. So we have an opportunity to get to know them in a way that you can't in zoos, and you can't in the wild, where mostly they're fearful for good reason. Here the animals are actually connected to people, want to meet people. That's the fundamental difference. They actually want to. They'll come up and try to meet you. And if you come in the right way, I don't know what the word right is, not right way, but if you come in an open, respectful way, astounding things have happened that I never would have expected, because my own background is in science as a biologist. I also have a PhD in psychology, but my first training was in biology. You don't believe something that isn't true. But what good science is keeping an open mind so that if it doesn't fit your paradigm, you still allow it as a possibility. Sometimes when you think about connecting with other animals, or giving them rights so that they exist instead of us wiping them off the earth, the wolves and the bears, etc., it's a very human thing to assume that the entire universe is interested in just us and attacking us. When you think of the number of bears there are in, say, Yellowstone National Park, and the millions and millions of visitors, there are almost no encounters. And the encounters that are almost all, the bear will see you and be really interested because they're as curious as we are if there's no fear, and then they'll move away. The idea that animals want to attack us is media-driven, fantasy-driven, fairy tale-driven, but why on earth would they spend their time and energy on this earth trying to attack humans? What for? They've got their own lives to live, they've got their own passions, they've got their own reasons and jealousies and needs. We're just not very interesting, except for the fact that we're a fellow life forms, and sometimes they're not interested in that. At Earthfire Sanctuary, we have wolves and bears and bison, etc. They do have to be enclosed because of various rules, but we let them out and interact with them. Matter of fact, quite a few of them come into our house because I live in a really cold area, and if they get ill in the winter, we have a heated floor. So not only do we have wolves in the house if they need care, or foxes, we've had bears too when they were young. It just becomes like family. It's the same thing as a strange human being or a family member of a human being. It just becomes family. There's not even any question of any aggression. Because we're small, and we're not a zoo, we do have visits, but they're custom visits where people get to actually meet the animals in small groups, never large groups, and not too many a year. We also have retreats where people get to spend time with the animals for 3 or 4 days, so that the fear begins to dissipate, the connections start to be made, which takes time. Not so much for the animals, they're kind of ready. It takes time for the humans to drop their fears and worries and start to connect. And then utter magic happens when people come to meet one of our grizzly bears, Teton Totem. They just start crying because it's so profound. There's a kindness in his eyes. Now, there wouldn't be a kindness in a wild bear's eyes, but there's a kindness in his eyes because not only has he been well treated, but as with quite a few of our animals, we've rescued them, we've been to help them medically. Teton Totem had been paralyzed. All this information is on our website. We've got a massive website, earthfireinstitute.org. Or just Earthfire, you'll find it, with videos and blogs and podcasts and pictures and stories. I send out a newsletter every 2 weeks for people who are interested. You can sign up online. And we do podcasts with interesting people, such as Momta Ito, to try and begin to help us shift the paradigm. So you can sign up online for any of those things. Mostly we would love you to know that we exist, and that because of the time we've been able to spend with the animals, we're able to see them differently, and if you look at them differently, they're going to behave differently, just exactly as with humans.